Okay, I'm just going to be showing you how to remove and replace the door on this Mazda Tribute. This is a 2002 Mazda Tribute. I'm going to be actually replacing this, both of these here, the front and the rear. Now it's pretty straightforward. However, the first thing, in order to get this front door, regardless of how you do it, you're going to have to get the fender off, and I've already taken that off. I'll do a follow-up on putting that back and what you need to remove. But there's also the rocker, the panels down here. You have to pop those out. They just pop out of there, and you're able to get to the bolts on that fender there. But that's why that's not on there at this point. But either way you do it, the easiest way is just to come in here and remove this one and this one. And so there's also a bolt that's on the inside though, so I think what we may do is just come in here and remove these two, and we can slip the other door on there, and you can see you got one here and here. So we're just going to go ahead and work on removing those. And there's also going to be a bolt on this piece in here that we're going to have to get. So I think what we'll do is we got some wires here as well that we got to unclip. So I think we're going to probably have to start there, and then we'll get this one. So let me just get started on the wire harness first. Okay, you can use a little pick or something, but the first thing I've done, I just peeled this rubber back with my thumbnails. Just peeled it back away, and it's going to be setting like that. You just go in here with this little pick tool and just push down right there where you can see that little clip, and you'll just kind of push it and pull a little bit on that side, and then do the same thing on the other side. And you can see that I got both of those loose, so just little clips. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the bottom. I'm just going to push up on those on both sides. I said you can pretty much feel for these, and you'll just pull it out there. Okay, I had to get both hands to just pull that the rest of the way through. I just pulled it. It's got slack. We got this green tab right here that we're going to have to push. You can see that piece right there. We have to push that over to the left, and then we're going to pull up on this while we're pushing that over. And that's all there is to this, but you have to push that over and pull up. And I'm probably going to use a screwdriver. I'm going to push it over with one hand and push it up with a screwdriver. That's all there is to that. And then once that's pushed upwards, it'll just completely unlock from that harness. Okay, and there's the clip pushed up, so we just got to wiggle the harness back. I'm just using this to it's kind of stuck a little bit, but it's completely up now, so we're just going to wiggle that back and it'll be unhooked. Okay, and there's that disconnected. Now we're just going to get to work on taking this right here loose. Okay, and this is just a 10mm on this stabilizer piece. This just keeps it from shutting on your leg when you open the door. We're just going to get this loose. Okay, so I just brought this connector out like this so it's not getting smashed up back in the door there, and I'm just going to go ahead and work on taking this upper and lower. We're just going to take these loose from the door itself, and you'll probably need you a helper, or at the very least to get it propped on something while you get these loose. And these are pretty snug. Okay, so just left the hinges like this, just going to set the other door into place when I get ready for it there. Now if your hinges got damaged, you'll definitely need to get those too if they got bent. So make sure you get those when you get to replace the doors. So I'm going to go ahead now, do the same thing back here. So I've got these, I've got to disconnect this harness here first before I get on those. We're going to go ahead and work on this. Like I said, I just used my fingernail to peel this back, and then we'll get to the connector underneath, and it takes a second. You can also use a screwdriver there. Okay, this one back here is a little bit different. Right here, you push that down with your thumbnail and it releases. You pull that green pin out, and once that's out, then you can wiggle it out of there. And make sure you got it pulled up all the way so it'll release there. And that's all there is to that one. Okay, again, so the first thing we're gonna get is this 10mm for this little stabilizer piece, and then we'll move to the front ones. Okay, now just like with the front door, we're gonna remove these two and these two right up here. Like I said, you'll wanna have a helper or somehow make sure to get a hand on it. Make sure that it's not gonna fall when you get that top bolt. Okay, so pretty easy here. Just have the door with the helper set into place. It's kind of latched on that end. Nothing, we could go ahead and connect this. Not a big deal. We'll just push that back in while we're at it here and push that down. And that has to be worked back around that lip there. But so I've just got it into place. We're just going to move it up a little bit and adjust the hinges here, and that's all there is to that. And then we'll get in there and hook up that stabilizer piece. Okay, so just reattaching the stabilizer piece here, and we'll be done with this back door. And so you have to move, kind of twist this around and stretch it and work it around that lip so it seals like so. But we'll be done with this back door. We're going to move to the front one. Okay, again, same thing. I just got a helper to help hold the door up here, and just got that top bolt. My connector pushed back through, so I'm going to have to either fish it out or go from the inside and push it back through so I can reconnect. So I'm going to go ahead and get these other bolts in here and tighten it down. I'm going to work on the little stabilizer on the inside. Okay, so I took this panel right here. I just got it laying right down there, and I got in here, reached in here and pushed this back through, and I'm just going to make that connection, and I'm just getting ready to put the little bolt right back into this right here when we finish with this door. Okay, one thing before you push that back in there, make sure to put your rubber piece all around this lip and then slide it and lock it into place. I didn't realize that on the first one, but much easier to do it that way. So that's going to conclude this video. I mean, you can see the difference this has made on these doors here. But definitely a lot better. This is the ones that came off of it. You can see how dented in they are. And here they are now. Let me get this hose out of the way and get a better look. Okay, so here we are. Seam looks good. Other than just a few dings, it's not too bad. And I'm going to do a follow-up video just on the fender itself, and this will be looking pretty good. Like I said, there's what they did look like, and definitely nice if you can find some matching doors with the color and stuff. You don't have to do a whole lot of work to it. But anyways, maybe this has been helpful, and thank y'all for watching. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and invite you to subscribe, and thank you for watching.